Hey y'all, my name's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a book haul for you guys, and I have done another book haul video, but it's been a while. It was when I first started my channel in the summer last year, and it's my most popular video. It was 50 Christian books, and so this haul is not nearly as big, but I have enough of a pile, I suppose, to justify having a designated video. So I have them separated by where I got them from, because I think it's interesting to see where people collect their books from. I don't know, that's just me. But my first pile is from Mr. K's, and that is a used local bookstore in my area. They have a couple of different chains, I think in South Carolina and Tennessee and maybe somewhere else, I forget. But if you have one near you, I highly recommend you go. These two books I actually got for free. I used my trade credit, so I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. Boone's cracking me up. Hey, he just decided to join me for, I guess he's going to be my companion for videos. But anyways, so the first one I have is The Huntress of Thornback Forest by Melanie Dickerson. It is a medieval fairy tale. Yeah, I was going to say series. I think she has another one. I own the other one in the series too, A Beautiful Pretender. But this one in particular is about a female Robin Hood situation, and I just love this cover. It's just like, you can tell it's a female Robin Hood, I guess, if you know what it's about. But I don't know, it's just very woodsy, and I don't know, I like this cover. But that's the first one I got. The second one is A Reluctant Bride by Jody Headland. This is the first book in the Brideships series. And this book is about a young woman who has agreed to become a wife. So she sets sail and travels towards British Columbia, but there is another man on the ship that they have a forbidden romance. And so what's going to happen there? Don't know, but I'm excited to find out. And this was totally a cover buy for me. I have never heard anybody talk about this book, and just the premise of like mail order brides really intrigues me for some reason. I don't know, that trope always gets me. So I'm excited to try this one out. So I hit the jackpot at Goodwill the other day. I got 6 books from one Goodwill. That's a good Goodwill whenever you can find that many books in one location, and they were all $1 each. So yay, exciting. The first one is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. It's a tongue twister, but obviously you can see the movie edition cover. And I have seen the movie. It's so cute. I really love the movie version of this. I've never read the book. I actually saw Stacy over at Wandering with Stacy. She just changed her channel name not too long ago. And she was talking about this movie with her January wrap up and favorite things she includes at the end of her videos. And she was talking about this movie, and I was like, yeah, I love that movie too. So I just happened to run across the book in the Goodwill, because she reminded me that by watching that video, she reminded me that I really wanted to read the book at some point. And I've heard in her comments other people saying it was super close to the movie. So I picked that one up. Next, I grabbed Sacred Marriage by Gary Thomas. What if God designed marriage to make us holy more than to make us happy? And I love collecting Christian marriage advice books, and I've heard really good things about this one. It's very popular, but I haven't read it, obviously, so I am excited to try it out. I got a Francine Rivers book, Bridge to Haven. I was about to say Bridge to Terabithia. It's not that book. Bridge to Haven by Francine Rivers. This one is set in the 50s, and it is about a baby that was found, and she grows up into a Hollywood star. Like, she's the hottest rising star to hit the silver screen since Marilyn Monroe. So I don't know. It's Francine Rivers. It's set in the 50s. I love that style. I grabbed it. Next, I grabbed 2 Lynette Eason books. Collateral Damage. I think, is that the... Danger Never Sleeps is the series name, but the first one is Collateral Damage, and the second one, Acceptable Risk. And I have not read Lynette Eason yet. I know she is a thriller suspense writer. I have no idea if these have romance in them. I kind of like going into thrillers kind of blind. But I was excited to find 2 back-to-back in a series because that's really hard to find in a thrift store. So I just grabbed both of them. The last one I grabbed from Goodwill is The Power of a Praying Parent by Stormy Martian, however you say her last name. I have The Power of a Praying Wife, and I think there's a couple other in similar title books that she's had, but I saw this one and grabbed it. All right, the last few books I have. Boone, you knocked off a book. It's okay, it's one I've already gone over. Oops. So anyways, these are books that I got with a gift card. My work gave us a bookstore gift card, and I bought these books with it. So this first one is Another Gospel, A Lifelong Christian Seeks Truth in Response to Progressive Christianity. I can't talk today. By Alicia Childers, forward by Lee Strobel. He's the one that wrote Case for Christ, so I didn't know that he wrote that. This book was recommended to me from a pastor at my church. We had been talking about progressive Christianity and how things are taken out of context in the Bible and kind of scripture is twisted, and I wanted to know more about that and how to I guess combat it and be true and stand for what's actually Christian, what actually the word says. So anyways, this book was recommended to me, and I had heard of it before, but since my one of my pastors endorsed it, I suppose, I grabbed it. The next one I got is Mama Bear Apologetics, Empowering Your Kids to Challenge Cultural Lies by Hillary Morgan Ferrer. So this is from a bookstore, a podcast that I really enjoy listening to, the Mama Bear Apologetics podcast. And I just love apologetics. They're so fascinating to me, how you can prove the Bible and, Jesus's existence, his birth, his life, his ministry, and his resurrection. So anyways, so I really enjoy listening to this because, like I said, it's very difficult, especially in today's world, that you're a lot of things what the culture says is not Christian, and kind of being true to your faith. And I love the podcast. I highly recommend it if you have not listened to it. It is very, very helpful, even for me as an individual. Like, I'm not at the point yet where I'm having these issues with my child. She's not born yet, but I'm sure I will one day. But it's also interesting to help me know what to say and how to learn more about the topics and things like that. So anyways, long story short, I wanted to grab the book and see what she has to say in written form. So this is another podcast source of a book. The Risen Motherhood podcast is where this book came from. It's the book version. Gospel Hope for Everyday Moments by Emily Jensen and Laura Whittler. And I don't know, even, I guess this is just excerpts from the podcast or something, but it's, the gospel really does bring hope, freedom, and joy in every every area of motherhood. And again, I think it's, a written compilation of some things they've already talked about, but I am a visual person, so I'm sure I'll like this version too. I also got What is a Woman by Matt Walsh, and yeah, so can you tell the theme that I'm going for here? How to combat woke culture, basically. So this book is, if you have no idea, Matt Walsh is, he is a political commentator for the Daily Wire, and he created a documentary, What is a Woman, about people that identify as transgender, and asking them the question, what is a woman, and can they answer it? And it is I recommend the documentary. Is very interesting and very eye-opening to see where and how these people who think this way, what reasons they give for that. And it's definitely not Christian. And he is a Christian, but he doesn't write this from it's not a Christian, it's a secular novel. But I was curious to see what he had to say in book form. It's probably the same thing as the documentary, but again, I'm a visual person, and maybe it'll even sink in even more in book form. But yeah, I do recommend the documentary at least, and I'll let you know what I think of the book. Next, I read Cold Case Christianity by J. Warner Wallace. And this is kind of similar to, A Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. And this is about a homicide detective investigates the claims of the Gospels. So similar to Lee Strobel, it's about a man who is not a believer, investigates it, and finds out that Christianity is actually true, and he wrote a book about it. And I have read The Case for Christ, sort of, kind of. I read the kids' version by accident on audio, so I'm counting that. I need to read the adult version one day. But this book was also recommended to me by someone who goes to my church. My Sunday school leader recommended it and talks about it all the time. And once again, I love an apologetic style book. So really excited to get to this one. The last thing I wanted to mention is just a little bonus thing. It was my birthday, and I got some bookmarks, so it's book related. So I just wanted to throw it in there. Look later. They're little bumblebees, little metal bumblebee bookmarks, which I thought were really cute. So just wanted to throw that in there and share. But thank you so much for watching this book haul video. Let me know if you have read any of these books and if I should prioritize some of them. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.